Bro, we doing this shit again. Y'all demonized me when I called out the fact that obsession was becoming a tool used to demonize men. I pointed out the feminist propaganda, how they talked about it, called it a spotlight of the red pill. They made it all about incels. They talked about nice guys and made them all evil. All nice guys are evil now, apparently. Now, Spider-Man is about toxic masculinity. Are you getting it now? Are you figuring this shit out now? Are you understanding what it is that I'm talking about? You still think I'm crazy? Oh, he's just bitter. That's why he's talking about this, right? Oh, he's just an incel. Meanwhile, this shit is actually going on in the real world. People are really taking media and making it a I hate all men mantra. Listen to this shit. And keep in mind, like, just about every piece of media nowadays demonizes men. And if it's not demonizing men, chicks are going to try to flip it to make it demonize men. Look at this.
Check this shit out.
The real villain of Spider-Man was not anything supernatural. It wasn't even the male loneliness epidemic. It was something worse. It was toxic masculinity. Now, I hear you asking, how can Peter be toxically masculine? Peter is like the king of healthy masculinity, except he's not. He's a man. No man is immune to toxic masculinity. There's a reason that he was partnered with Frank in this, the most toxically masculine person in all of Marvel. And it's because both of them have toxic masculinity to unlearn from each other.
You heard that shit, right?
Oh my god. Oh my. Okay. Unfortunately, you missed 99.9% of what this movie was trying to convey.
She missed 100% of this fucking movie.
This had nothing to do with toxic masculinity. It had nothing to do with unlearning it from each other. It had everything to do with what responsibility actually means. Because at the end of No Way Home, we see that everybody forgets about Peter Parker because of everything he did that was irresponsible in the movie prior to this. And now he lives alone in isolation, only focusing on being Spider-Man, but the responsibility in that comes from, oh, you still need to be a human being still. And with how long he decided to neglect his human side, his humanity, the arachnid side took over, and it just started becoming worse for him. Once again, another thing he needs to be responsible for. Because when he wasn't, he damn near killed innocent people around him. There's no way people are walking out of the theater thinking, oh, they unlearned toxic masculinity from each other. They've each been through some of the most traumatic stuff that anybody could go through. Like, there's literally a scene where Frank was looking at Peter and he said, do you think if I had the opportunity to be around the people I love, I would hide myself in a mask? Like, bro, he's trying to tell him to get back out there. He's not trying to unlearn masculinity from him. He's just trying to tell him to take responsibility for his life. Because we know how long it took Frank Castle to actually get to this point where he's at now. Like, this is the happiest we've ever seen Frank Castle. So no, the movie literally has zilch to do with toxic masculinity or male lonely. Bro, just keep all of that stuff. Bro, I'm sorry.
Nah, don't be sorry. Keep all that shit over there. And I'm glad he brought up the end of the previous Spider-Man movie, because that's the reason why this movie turned out the way it did. It's almost as if, like, everybody who has this take, when it comes trying to compare it to toxic masculinity or male loneliness epidemic, it's almost as if, like, none of them saw the previous Spider-Man movie and how it ties into the recent one.
Because they ain't fans. They do this shit to everything men love. They hate seeing men happy. Look what the fuck they did to God of War. And all the fucking video game industry in general is shit. Because of chicks with her mindset. They fucking ruining everything. It's like the girlfriend that can't stand it when you cut on the PS5. Like, seriously. They gotta just destroy everything we love.
It was actually one of the main reasons why I wanted to see it, outside of him, his powers evolving. Because again, if they really was paying attention to the movies or knew about the comics, they would already know all this stuff. Instead, y'all are sitting over here trying to make it into a whole nother conversation that has nothing to do with the movie itself. It's ridiculous.
Spider-Man has Peter Parker unlocking and pulling himself away down the incel male toxicity pipeline. And we're going to talk about it. This does include spoilers for Brand New Day. We know that Peter has been isolating himself since the events of No Way Home. And we see him be a part of the male loneliness epidemic because he stayed away from Ned and MJ the last 4 years. And
okay, first of all, the male loneliness epidemic is the biggest crock of shit I ever heard in my life. Just because a guy decides to isolate himself doesn't mean he's lonely. What the fuck is he missing? Listen to yourself. You think guys want a chick that sound like you? Like, what the fuck are we talking about? They didn't even watch the damn movie either. Like, I don't even know his name. I just know him as Average Man Unplugged because that's his channel name. But he already pointed it out. They ain't watched the last movie. He's living like this because of the consequences of his actions in the previous movie, as explained already. Like, bro.
their time.
Yeah, because of what happened at the end of the last movie. See what I'm saying? It's like they're disregarding what happened at the end of the last movie, even though she just admitted that he's doing this because of the events of the.
Because they don't give a fuck.
I swear, y'all want men to be lonely so bad just so they'll kiss y'all ass and put y'all on a pedestal. That's what this really all about.
Yeah, but we ain't doing it. And ain't mad now. It's getting to the point where they're trying to introduce a tax for being single. They want to tax us now for staying single.
I also got another theory as well.
When we see him go to their apartment, we see him react to MJ having a boyfriend in probably the most destructive way possible, slinging himself throughout the city and being damn near self-unaliving. He doesn't know how to regulate his emotions in that moment of the idea of losing MJ for good, even though she went on and moved on with somebody because she doesn't know who he is. When we see MJ find the speech that Peter was going to say to her to reveal who he is, she feels like her agency and choice was taken away in the decision. And instead,
there we go again with the agency and choice being taken. They do this. They did this in fucking Obsession. Everything is red pill, incel, male loneliness epidemic, toxic masculinity. Y'all just want to take our agency away. But then when we leave y'all the fuck alone, y'all complain about that shit too.
instead of getting mad or upset, Peter understood. He let her say her piece, even though he still felt away. She had to acknowledge to him, like, hey, the MJ I was before I forgot about you, she's gone. I'm not that person anymore. And what do we see after that? Peter takes her home, and we later see him apologize regarding the kiss while Jean was taking over her mind, because he knew that wasn't her and that she wasn't consenting to that.
Why the fuck? Yeah, that's another thing. Jean Grey was a fucking problem. And she doesn't experience any consequences for her fucking actions in this whole movie.
Even though he accepted the kiss. I've seen so many men talk about this saying, oh, after she rejected me, I would have just dropped her. That is the problem with today. To have a superhero that is regarded by many of fans, including young boys, display this type of masculinity is a positive. I've already seen parents talk about how there's a great example for young boys, especially when dealing with rejection. Hopefully this leads to conversations regarding this with both sons and daughters, knowing that it's okay.
Bro, I would never, if let a chick come to me talking this shit, I'm not wifing her up. I'm not having kids with her. You're not about to have my son all soft and pussy out here. Fuck you mean? Oh, the parents are talking about it. Get the fuck out of here.
To have these feelings, and that these feelings will not be reciprocated all the time, and that's fine. Those are my thoughts. Let me go and sing in the comments. Spider.
I tell you, bro, I'm about ready to hop back on TikTok just so I can share my take on this shit. Cause I swear, y'all motherfuckers.
Hey,
Oh my.
how he feel is how I was feeling when I was hearing all the damn reviews for Obsession, and then I got demonized for that shit. Y'all seen the dragon clap videos? Y'all seen the dumbasses in the comment section? Didn't listen to a damn word I said. They just immediately jumped into, oh, you're just bitter. You're just an incel. You need therapy.
My God, man. I just learned this saying the other day. Turning crumbs and turning crumbs to bricks. Yeah, but that's exactly what all these people are doing with this movie. It's insane.
The real villain of Spider-Man was not anything supernatural. It wasn't even the male loneliness epidemic.
This
It was
clip
something
again.
worse. It was toxic masculinity. Now I hear you asking, how can Peter be toxically masculine? Peter is like the king of healthy masculinity, except he's not. He's a man. No man is immune to toxic masculinity. There's a reason that he was partnered with Frank in this, the most toxically masculine person in all of Marvel. And it's because both of them have toxic masculinity to unlearn from each other.
Yep. I gotta go ahead and do what I need to do. I gotta get this internet money. I gotta do what I need to do to get this internet money, because the rate is going, and y'all in this tomfoolery, y'all be coming up saying on this internet, social media, ain't no telling where the future gonna go. I need to go ahead and get this internet money before Best Buy raise their equipment up and all that stuff. And I appreciate each and every last one of y'all that's been following me on Jiffyville Entertainment, on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, TikTok.
I don't even know what the fuck he talking about. I'm gonna be real. I'm tired of shit. But I tell you what, this toxic masculinity talk I've been hearing about, I heard it from my fucking dentist. She was working on my teeth, talking to me about it. Man, there's no more real men in the world. Like, where you telling me this shit while you working on my teeth and shit? Yeah, I never went back. Fuck that.
All that. I thank God for each and every last one of y'all. Baby girl, you seen Spider-Man Brand New Day, and you say toxic masculinity, that's what you got? God bless your heart, girl. God bless your heart. Turn the phone off. Turn the computer off. Go outside. Get some sunlight. Smell the fresh air. And smile. Smile. Some of y'all need to smile more. That is the problem with society of today. Y'all not smiling enough. The man's just trying to save the world. And he got a crush on Mary Jane. He got toxic masculinity. We all know about the Punisher. You know, can you blame him why he is the way he is? Can you blame him if you really know the story of Punisher? But
No,
toxic masculinity, you know what? Hey, God bless you and have a blessed day. Until next time on Jiffyville Entertainment.
Yeah, for y'all that don't know, Punisher, Frank Castles, he watched his family get unalived right in front of him. Yeah. So that's why his character is the way it is. But again, it's golly, it's like, I don't know, man. I just, it's like he said. I think these women just, y'all got too much time on y'all hands, and y'all need to find something to do, because this is ridiculous. But it was. I got more to show you, bro. I'm surprised that this was even that much of a conversation.
The real villain of Spider-Man was not anything supernatural. It wasn't even the male loneliness epidemic. It was something worse. It was toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity and the male loneliness epidemic are two different things. Toxic masculinity is worse because toxic masculinity is what caused the male loneliness epidemic. Now, I hear you asking, how can Peter be toxically masculine? Peter is like the king of healthy masculinity, except he's not. He's a man. No man
he's
is
clipping
immune
through.
to toxic
He's
masculinity.
clipping through the matrix.
Wow, you begin to say that has toxic masculinity because he is stoic, because of his stoicism.
Stoicism.
So I thought I was slow for a second and I didn't know what that word means, so I looked it up. Stoicism is an ancient Greek and Roman philosophy that teaches self-control, emotional resilience, and a distinction between what is and is not within our control. Rather than suppressing all feelings, it focuses on redirecting destructive emotions towards logical, active action and personal virtue. Isn't that the exact opposite thing of toxic masculinity, or am I crazy?
No, it's just the woman that all y'all are reacting to. She's slow. That's all.
Bro, you can see it in her eyes.
Do you know how dumb you sound? Do you know how dumb you look?
Spider-Man was not anything supernatural. It wasn't even the male loneliness
Same clip. Same clip.
epidemic. It was something worse. It was toxic masculinity. Now, I hear you asking, how can Peter... The real villain of Spider-Man was not
Yeah, he tired of hearing it. I'm
anything
tired of hearing
supernatural. It wasn't even the male loneliness epidemic. It was something worse. It was toxic masculinity. Now, I hear you asking, how can Peter be toxically masculine? Peter is like the king of healthy masculinity, except he's
Bro,
not. He's
I
a man.
feel
No
his
man is
pain.
immune to
Look
toxic
how he's
masculinity.
looking.
There's a reason that he was partnered with Frank in this, the most toxically masculine person in all of Marvel. And it's because both of them have toxic masculinity to unlearn from each other.
We are tired. We are tired.
Okay. I think that it should be some kind of an entry where you have to pass certain things or certain intellectual or comprehension levels to become a content creator. I don't think everybody should become a content creator. It's these damn phones, it's this motherfucking internet and shit. Motherfucker get on this motherfucker and say anything. She ain't even have to finish what the fuck she was saying because, bitch, what? What? Yeah, we cook. We doomed.
Oh yeah, no, we cooked. After that reaction I got from Obsession, yeah, we was cooked. We are cooked. Dudes are checking out. They're done. Everybody's stubborn. Everyone's stuck in their ways. Ain't no one trying to change nothing. It's looking pretty cooked.
The real villain of Spider-Man was not anything supernatural. It wasn't even the male loneliness epidemic. It was something worse. It was toxic masculinity. Toxic masculinity and the male loneliness epidemic are two different things. Toxic masculinity is worse because toxic masculinity is what caused the male loneliness epidemic. Now, I hear you asking, how can Peter be toxically masculine? Peter is like the king of healthy masculinity, except he's not. He's a man.
Shut the fuck up! Shut up! I'm about to cry, bro. Shut the fuck up. I hate when niggas overanalyze movies, bro. Just watch the fucking movie. Niggas will deadass sit in the theater and be like, oh yeah, that's toxic masculinity. Like, shut the fuck. Niggas will look at anything but the plot. Like, hello, there is a unhinged telepathic teenager threatened to kill hundreds of citizens. Can we lock in? We got bigger thighs to lay on.
Okay, we need to talk about Spider-Man Brand New Day and its commentary on the masculinity crisis. Because, man, I don't know about you, but there were so many gems in this movie that all the young men need to tap into, listen closely to, pay attention to closely, because they really could use this in their own life, and I know I can too as well. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Now, I've seen different takes on this, but pretty much, quick run-through synopsis of what goes down in this movie is that Peter Parker isolates, he goes into ghost mode, he goes into a lonely stage that I know a lot of men can relate to, because we're living in the loneliest time for men, ever, right? But
Oh
he goes
my gosh. Don't say no pussy ass shit. Please do not say some pussy ass shit.
in this lonely stage for like 4 years, no friends, just locked into his work, locked into what he's doing. And he's his body's starting to change because he's so work mode, so Spider-Man mode, that his spider-ness is coming out and he's trying to suppress it. He's trying to suppress his shadow. His shadow is showing. He's been distracted so much, distracting himself from his shadow, that it's starting to show itself, and he can't escape it. And he's also having to low-key forced to reconnect with his old friends from his past life, because, you know, and his girl, because she's in danger, his friends are in danger, like he needs to connect with them, protect them, right? And I seen some people have to take like, oh, this is why you need connection, you need to be vulnerable as a man, because you can't do it alone, you need to connect with people, you need to be open, because that's what he does in the movie, and he becomes more himself, which is true. I'll give you that, it's true, right? But there's also another side to this coin, and that is how necessary the lonely stage was. Because all those years he spent as Spider-Man, grinding, getting to know himself, getting his stuff together, that was not a waste. And a lot of men find themselves in this lonely stage right now. And
oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I got to stop this right here. Because for one, his take is like 5 minutes long. And when he started speaking, I got to be honest with you. I was a little sus about him. Because you kept basically siding with women, saying that men are lonely. But then I went to his TikTok page, and it started to make sense why you said the things you said, and why it seems like you got women on your side as far as your take. Take a look at this. Just look at the first, the first 2 row of videos. Most of them are about zodiac signs. I think we all know which gender lives and dies by zodiac signs.
Yeah. Oh, it was still loneliness. No, it's nothing about loneliness. He's just grinding. That's it.
I'm just going.
That's what happens when a man isolates and focuses on himself. Has nothing to do with being lonely.
That there. So therefore, I'm not taking anything he says seriously. You basically you low key another panderer in my book.
You're a whole female out here.
Let's keep it moving.
Nobody asked for my review of Spider-Man Brand New Day, but I did want to talk about the message of the movie because I thought it was so beautiful and timely. Right now, in the middle of the male loneliness epidemic, I think teaching young boys and men that going at it alone isn't the most noble, amazing thing. Like, I feel like so much male-catered media growing up.
I'm gonna be real. Sometimes isolation is just necessary. I'm just gonna be blunt. Sometimes you just need to be away from people. Hell, at this point in my life, I prefer it.
Pushed this idea that being alone, being a lone wolf, self-sacrifice in that way is like the best thing that you could possibly do, when in reality it's actually terrible for everyone. A lonely man is a dangerous one. Peter started drowning in these feelings of isolation, and it turned him into a violent person. This is holding a mirror up directly to how men behave in our society, and how it's like this vicious cycle. If you don't attack the root of the emotion and you just try to cover it up, you're going to make things worse.
Swear I'm tired.
Yep. Yep. Yep, this how I be looking when I was listening to those reviews, bro. That's why I made my video. I made a part 1, part 2, and then ranted about it in several other videos because of how stupid these chicks were sounding, and hypocritical on top of that. And let's not forget the pussy ass niggas online too. I'm dead ass.
Swear I'm tired. They're using Spider-Man's evolution of his powers as an excuse to why he did what he did. It has nothing to do with him being isolated or lonely. That was just part of the plot from the previous Spider-Man movie. I swear these bitches will use anything to try to manipulate and control a man to move the way they want them to move.
I'm glad he fucking said it. I told y'all this shit is just dog whistling. Shit, man.
Spider-Man Brand New Day is the new litmus test for how men handle rejection because seeing so many men
Oh my gosh. What she say?
Spider-Man Brand New Day is the new litmus test for how men handle
Litmus test. See, y'all learned a new word and now y'all spamming this shit. Now Spider-Man Brand New Day is a litmus test. Obsession was a litmus test before. Now Spider-Man's the new litmus test. Read a fucking book, man.
Under rejection because seeing so many men come online to say if that was them, they would have left MJ after she rejected Peter. As if her not remembering him is her fault, when in fact the only reason she is in the situation she is in now is because of Peter himself. If you
Yeah, but y'all only want to acknowledge it to support y'all narrative. You're 100% right. It is his fault because of what happened in the previous movie. He made that sacrifice so that way everybody else could be safe. That was him taking accountability for his fuck-ups in the previous movie. So again, I find that interesting how all y'all seem to have this take.
Are we going to talk about Jean Grey taking control of MJ just to fuck with Peter? Even when as far as to sexually assault him using MJ's body? Y'all ain't talking about that shit. But we talking about that toxic masculinity though, right?
But y'all only want to acknowledge the parts from the previous movie that ties into this one as long as it supports your narrative and your stance, right? This is nonsense,
Bro,
bro.
it's like I said, it's obsession all over again. Ignore the shit everybody else do. Focus in on one character and create a fucking narrative. It's fucking ridiculous.
The release of the newest Spider-Man Brand New Day has basically come as a new opportunity for men to out themselves as horrible human beings on the internet. It goes without saying that there's going to be spoilers for Brand New Day in this video, so if you haven't watched it yet, just scroll past. But I really wish that men would take this movie as a sign to not only aspire to be like Spider-Man, but also like Peter Parker. Unfortunately,
This is why dudes are checking out, man.
that's not what happened because you can't spell disappointment without men. Because the amount of men that were ranting and raging on the internet about how MJ made Peter carry her home after rejecting him. And there was a scary amount of men that said they would have just left her there or dropped her while swinging. Because to these types of men, rejection is the ultimate insult to their ego, and to them it justifies either endangerment or murder. And then we skip past to the following scene where Peter tells MJ that she kissed him while she was possessed with Jean Grey, just because he wanted to let her know and she didn't consent to it. The amount of men complaining about how unnecessary that scene was really speaks volumes about how they view women. Peter Parker is the prime example of secure masculinity. And the problem is, men these days don't really know what masculinity is.
Spider-Man Brand New Day is
I just want a bunch of fucking pussies. That's all that shit is.
all about toxic masculinity. Peter Parker is really going through it in this film. He's lost his friends, his loved ones, and he's gaining new abilities. Spider-Man takes on more menial crimes. We see his relationship with the Punisher, the Hulk in this film, and we get a new quote-unquote villain in this film. I think there's a lot of great things in this film, including character work, the soundtrack. I do like the direction, the cinematography. I think it's much more mature in that nature. However, I do think there's plot points that aren't wrapped up in the final act. I think that MJ and Ned are underused in this film. And I also still think that there's some questionable CGI backdrops in this. Spider-Man Brand New Day is an entertaining watch. I don't think it's as amazing as some people are saying it is, but overall I was still entertained for that little bit too long a runtime, but nonetheless, I think this is a great installment within the Tom Holland Spider-Man films.
Oh my God, this is God.
It's the typical YouTuber
Yo,
review.
These women are a headache.
This is the typical YouTuber review. They got the soft music playing. They talk about the movie, or I like the CGI, or I didn't like the CGI, the backdrops, so on and so forth. And then out of nowhere, yeah, this is about toxic masculinity and what men need. It's like, bro, what? That's the typical YouTuber review. Dead ass. Then they try to make it sound like they're being balanced when clearly they have a leftist mindset.
here's my final take on this. And if you made it this far, I'm glad you did, because I think I see what the real problem is. And I covered this recently as well. Now, unless you haven't heard, this Spider-Man movie has done very, very well since it came out.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing that all these women and some men have this particular take on it, I find that very interesting that the Supergirl movie that just came out recently, that was
dog shit,
based on their take, the complete opposite of what the Spider-Man movie was, because you had a lot of people saying it was a little bit more woke, a little bit more ubiquitous leaning,
dog shit,
rainbow community leaning. For y'all that don't know what ubiquitous mean, I picked that up from Brandon Jamal.
Gay as fuck.
I mean, and y'all see what everybody looks like that has a problem with this movie.
Yep.
Not trying to throw shade, but let's be 100. Y'all just have a certain archetype when it comes to how y'all look.
They have a certain look in their eyes. Pay attention. They look dead in their eyes. Am I crazy, or do y'all notice that shit?
The woman with the nose ring. Come on, we already know what time it is. So I think that's one of the reasons why so many people have this take on this Spider-Man movie, because the Supergirl movie didn't do so well, and it was
dog shit.
It has nothing to do about men, and it isn't centered around men, and
it also was dog shit.
Y'all see where I'm going. I think that's what it has. I think it has more to do with that than anything.
What's crazy is you can write a movie with a woman as a main character and it actually be a good fucking movie. It's been done already, time and time again. It's that the problem now is that everything needs to be anti-male, anti-man. We gotta demean men. We have to destroy men, destroy the patriarchy. And that be the theme of their fucking movie, and then the movie be trash because it has no plot, no good characters, nothing. It's just propaganda wrapped with a comic book lens or wrapped in comic book paint. It is ridiculous. I should have said comic book filter, but whatever. They take in all of our entertainment and they're trying to preach to us about how evil we are through our fucking entertainment.
Seriously, if the Spider-Man movie didn't do so well, do y'all think that all of these people would be in it? I don't see it. Maybe they still would. I don't know, but I just think they're reading into it too much. Now, me personally, I'm gonna go see it, because I've seen all the Spider-Man movies since they came to the MCU, and I've heard nothing but good things about this one, so I'm definitely gonna go see it and enjoy it, and I'm gonna look at it for what it is, a fucking movie, and I ain't gonna sit over here and overanalyze it like some of y'all. But don't be surprised if I end up making a video about it on TikTok just to sit over here and ruffle some feathers, because I think, honestly, I think y'all doing a bit too much. And
I mean, that's pretty much what the fuck. Like, I didn't care about Obsession, really, until I started seeing all the damn reviews about it. And I was like, so we got one guy who's like, dude, watch Obsession. It's really good. It's a great movie. You check out the movie, don't really think much about it. And then all this hate and all this talk about men and how evil they are, how evil Nice Guys is, and all this other bullshit. The same shit. You watch a movie, you thinking it's cool, you're like, whatever, and then here come all the feminist bitches and feminist niggas. Like, I would say I don't care anymore, but I can't say that. Like, yeah, I'll skip through everything you fucking talking about because what you talking about ain't shit. But in the grand scheme of things, This is what's being pushed online. This is becoming the general consensus. It's how niggas think on Twitter. It's how niggas think on TikTok. It's how people think on fucking YouTube. It's everywhere. It's fucking everywhere. I'm done.